Check, check. Is this thing on? It's Greg. Autumn was very, very, very busy this week. I don't know why. Every time we tried to set up a recording session, it would go something like this. How about tomorrow at 10:30? I'd ask. Sure, that works wonderfully. 10 minutes later, just kidding, that's not going to work. This happened 3 days in a row, I think. Yeah, I think it was 3 days in a row. What a stupid fucking thing I just did. Holding my spot as if there's somebody else on this podcast ready to jump in because I took a breath or a moment to collect my thoughts, offering a bit of silence for them to take advantage of. This is classic conditioning, today's modern world, where everybody jumps in the moment they can. They don't actually listen to what you have to say. Come on, take a breath. Take a breath. As soon as you breathe, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to talk about myself. Because we couldn't get it together, Autumn did say that she could record this afternoon. Currently, it's Sunday, January 26th, 1:24 p.m. She said she could do 3:30 p.m. I said that's not going to work for me. Actually, I haven't told her that it's not going to work for me yet. But I took it upon myself to create an AI version of the podcast. I trained the generation software on our voices. I gave it a topic, batteries, getting back to our roots where we actually spoke about one topic. And even though it was never really based in fact, and it was always observational and opinion, this one's really going to teach you something. You're going to walk away from this episode of One Topic not entertained at all. This is going to be the least entertaining episode you've ever listened to. But you're going to know something about the history of batteries, the present state of batteries, and where we're going in the future with batteries. I promise you it's not that long. So if you find yourself glazing over 2 minutes in, just hang around for another 5 minutes. I did think about doing a full hour with AI, but after listening to the way it generates our voices, for me it's probably not too far off, honestly. No emotion, pretty robotic. With Autumn, you can tell. None of that spark is there. In the past, maybe somebody would have said spunk. But I think that's a word that should be eliminated from everybody's vocabulary. Just delete it from your internal dictionary. So without further ado, and hopefully what won't become a trend for the future. There are a lot of people out there, especially when there's money involved, content creators who don't like the costs of production because, God forbid, you actually sink some money into a project to make it good. You know, investment up front brings you big profits on the back end if you make something that people love and enjoy. It's not really worth doing that anymore. Let's just trick people and churn out trash. And if we can use AI, it's not going to cost us anything except for the subscription for 11 Labs, which right now I got it for 50% off, only $11 a month, not even the $22 a month. If you can do that, you bring those costs way, way down, and you deliver garbage to the masses, but they're fucking raccoons. That's the way I view them as an entertainment executive. Dumb, rabid raccoons digging through trash, barely even knowing they're alive, only looking to fucking eat. Entertainment? What do they fucking care? So without further ado, did I already say without further ado before I went on that rant? I don't fucking remember. I bring to you this week's episode of One Topic, AI generated.
Welcome to One Topic, where we stick to one topic. My name is Autumn Fisher.
And my name is Greg Russ. Today we will be talking about batteries. One of my favorite movies, by the way, is Batteries Not Included. Oh, what a romp that film was. It still brings a tear to my eye when the little flying machines help rebuild the building that was burned down, returning a home to all those crazy tramps who lived there. But that's a different story for a different time. Let's get to it.
Batteries power our modern world. But the shocking truth is that this revolutionary technology started with a dead frog and a curious scientist who accidentally created electricity.
Now that's quite a leap from dissection to innovation. How exactly did a frog spark this discovery?
Picture this. It's 1780. An Italian scientist, Luigi Galvani, is in his lab when he notices something extraordinary. Every time his metal scalpel touches the frog's nerve, the leg twitches as if by magic.
Well, that must have been Pretty unsettling in an era before electricity was understood.
Here's what's fascinating. Galvani thought he'd discovered some kind of animal electricity, but another scientist, Alessandro Volta, had a different theory that would change everything.
Let me guess. He figured out it wasn't the frog at all?
Exactly right. Volta realized it was the interaction between different metals causing the reaction. So he created what he called the voltaic pile, essentially stacking silver and zinc disks separated by saltwater soaked cardboard.
Hmm. That sounds incredibly primitive compared to today's lithium ion batteries that can store 150 watt hours per kilogram.
Well, that's the amazing part. This simple stack of metals was the first device to produce continuous electrical current. It literally revolutionized our understanding of electricity and energy storage.
So, how did we get from wet cardboard to powering entire electric vehicles?
The next major breakthrough came in 1859 with Gaston Plante's lead acid battery, the first rechargeable battery. You know what's incredible? That same basic technology still starts most cars today.
That's quite impressive staying power for a 19th century invention.
And here's where things really accelerated. By the 1960s, we had developed alkaline batteries that could store 50% more energy than their zinc carbon predecessors. Then came nickel cadmium, nickel metal hydride, and finally lithium ion.
Speaking of lithium ion, I read somewhere that the global market for these batteries is expected to reach $100 billion by 2025.
That's right. And it's driving incredible innovation. Scientists are now working on solid state batteries that could potentially store twice the energy of current lithium ion batteries while charging in just 10 minutes.
Though, even with all this advanced technology, we're still struggling with energy storage for renewable power, aren't we?
That's actually where some of the most exciting research is happening. Companies are developing grid scale batteries that can store hundreds of megawatt hours of energy, enough to power thousands of homes.
And what about these new organic batteries I've been hearing about?
Now, that's a fascinating full circle moment. Researchers are developing biobatteries using proteins similar to those found in living organisms. We're essentially returning to Galvani's original idea, but with 2 centuries of scientific understanding behind us.
So maybe he wasn't entirely wrong about animal electricity after all.
You know what's even more incredible? Some of these biobatteries have achieved energy densities of up to 800 watt hours per kilogram. That's 5 times more efficient than current lithium ion technology.
That could be absolutely transformative for everything from smartphones to electric vehicles.
And it all started with a frog leg twitching in an Italian laboratory. Sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come from the most unexpected observations.
Well, that's certainly given me a new appreciation for my phone charger, even if I still wish it would charge faster.
Just think. The next great energy breakthrough might be happening in a laboratory right now, inspired by something just as unexpected as Galvani's frog. Thank you for listening to this episode of One Topic. Love you. Bye bye.
Hey, what do you think of that? That was something, wasn't it? That's your future right there. If these people, who I already went off on the tangent before we got into the AI recording, but I'm around it. I know these people exist. AI. Let's use AI. There's an AI tool. Let's use it. If they have their way, and at some point they will, they're going to win in the end. This is what you're going to get. Oh, sure, it'll get better at mimicking voices. It won't sound as awful as that one did. It'll be more human in the future. And if it's good content, you won't even care. That's what the people believe. Who's to say that that's not the truth? If you can get AI sounding and looking good, and the stories that it tells are entertaining and interesting, are you going to care? It could be a niche thing. Oh, humans created this. Isn't that quaint and cute? It's like when Amish create things. There's still a market for it, but there's a lot of judgment going on. Yeah, I mean, they make great wicker baskets, and I love their baked goods, but what weirdos living like that. And my opinion is that that's going to be the way we approach art in itself. If it's not commercial art, if it's not meant to make money, can still exist. But the moment there's cash attached to it, there'll be the people who can appreciate the stuff created by humans. It's flawed, but it's also a skill involved, and it's much better than I could ever do. I really like the fact that it was handmade, and I'm willing to pay a premium for that. That's where the line's going to get drawn. And people are going to say, I'm not willing to pay a premium because people created this. Give me that fucking artificial intelligence, my man. Load me up on preservatives and additives and AI, and I'm going to sit on this fucking couch until I turn into a pile of goo. And that's the bright, bright future that what's his dude saying about. The future's so bright, I've got to wear shades. Personally, I prefer Corey Hart's Sunglasses at Night. That one I know. I know the artist behind that one because that's chef's kiss. All right, that's all I got. Go online, bother Autumn, really bug her. Say, this is your fault. Don't you ever get so busy that you can't do the show again. Because I'll keep feeding you this fucking drivel. It's not a threat. It's a promise. So I want you to go berate her right now.